We'll start with you. Tell us your story. I always start on this side. You sat in the wrong place.
Okay. My creepypasta is about a family who bought a statue that it was about a crying angel. So, like an ordinary family, they put it in their backyard, and the mom was so in love with it, but the oldest brother had like a creepy, strange feeling. And so after several experiences between the brother and the statue, like he was watching at it and then he blinks and the statue moves by itself. He starts to get suspicious, so he investigates about it and he finds out that it wasn't like a common statue. So he warned all his family, but no one believes him. So one day, the dad stayed at his house alone, and he ends up in a hospital. And then, And then he went with a cryptologist, and the cryptologist told him that he needs to break the statue. So he went to his home and tried to break it, but the statues start to choking him, and suddenly his father appeared and broke the statue.
Okay, cool. Ceci.
My story is about the Phineas and Ferb one, and it's about a girl of 14 years old that has diagnosed schizophrenia, and she has two brothers who died time before. So when they took her to the doctor and they gave her drugs, she started imagining things that there were unreal, like her two brothers making big things and creating other stuff. But every time that she told her mom the things that her brothers were supposed to do, it was like, what? There is nothing here. So she was upset and started to take more pills. So she became addicted to those. So one day she died of overdose, and it's supposed that Disney bought this story of the Russian girl, and now is the program of Phineas and Ferb. But it's creepy because everything fits perfectly where it has to be, and it's supposed that Ferb, he cannot talk, so in the program Ferb doesn't talk, like nothing. So.
Okay, very good. And Juan Carlos?
It talks about a little boy called Elliot who loved Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
And his father, all his family have only one TV, so only his father watched the news at 5:30, and at 5:30 was Pokemon. So Elliot was like angry because he couldn't see his cartoon. So one day, his father bought him a TV with 20 channels. Elliot was really like curious, so one day he started to check all the channels, and he discovered that there was no 20 channels, there were 21 channels. So in the 21 channel, he discovered that there was a program that was about like creepy topics and strange things that make no sense. So one of them was one bear who like love children and play with them. So him started to investigate about that bear, and he found that that bear was kidnapping kids, and he killed them. So uh, he was very scared, and he didn't know what to do with the TV and with that channel. So that bear, well, that bear wasn't a bear. It was a bad man, a bad man. So he knew that Elliot was investigating him, and started to looking for them to kill him, but he didn't achieve that. And it says at the end of the story that nowadays Elliot still search information about that person.
Okay. What do you think is, Juan Carlos, what do you think is the most unbelievable part of your story?
I think that the most unbelievable part of my story is the part when this bad guy find Elliot, because Elliot was not how can the Batman could find Elliot if Elliot was a common person? He didn't was a celebrity, and this bad person find him very quickly. So I think that was the unbelievable part, because it was very difficult to find Elliot.
Okay. Ceci, your creepypasta, more than a story, it's more like a theory, isn't it? What were your reactions when reading this story?
I think that it makes sense because every part fits and connects the story, like the real story, with the program. And for example, Perry the Platypus, it was in her mind a spy agent, and it's obvious that if she was not with that, like with schizophrenia, she won't imagine that. And the fact that Doofenshmirtz was like the father of Phineas, it also makes sense because they have the same head shape. And also that if Ferb could not talk in real life because he had a problem, and in the program he doesn't talk at all, it's like, wow, yeah.
Okay. So it blew your mind.
Yeah.
Okay. Karime, in your story, what do you think was the creepiest part?
Well, the fact that something that it isn't meant to move can kill people.
You think that's creepy? Why?
Well, it's an object. It can kill people, and he was doing it.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, question for everyone. Do you guys like creepypasta and horror stories?
I don't like horror stories, but I like creepypasta.
Why?
Because horror stories look more real, and they really scare me, and they make me think about it a lot, and I don't like thinking those things. But creepypasta is just like a story, like a possible story of another story that it's not scary, you know, like the
well, in some
dark
cases.
yeah.
In some cases, in your story, that was the case, but the other creepypastas are actually meant to be realistic. Okay.
Well, I don't like creepypastas and horror stories because it causes fear on me. I don't like that. That feeling of fear and scare makes me feel like insecure, and I don't know, bad things that I don't like. So, and when I was a kid, I used to see a lot of horror stories, but when I saw the story of Eso,
It.
it changed my mind a lot, changed my mind, and make me like see things different. And since that moment, I don't like horror stories.
Okay. Kari, what do you say?
No, I don't like them because, for example, I can read them here in the classroom and don't be scared, but then I am like in my home alone and everything comes to my mind and I start to freak out.
Does it help you a lot at all? The fact that I tell you and
Yes.
you know, okay,
Yes, but it doesn't matter. Like,
fair enough. Okay.